The Alldus podcast is brought to you by Alldus International, supplying your expert AI and digital transformation staffing needs across the US and Europe. Today, you are listening to our AI in Action series, where leading minds in AI from across the world share their story, success, and advice. AI in Action cuts through the hype and explores the true impact of artificial intelligence in our world today.
You're listening to AI in Action. I'm your host, JP Valentine. Our guest today is Su Huang. Su is the head of data strategy at Datavant. Su, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, JP. Good to be back.
Yeah, so for anyone who's listening and maybe hasn't had the pleasure of listening to your first episode, can you give us a little recap of your background in technology?
So I am head of data strategy at Datavant. Our mission is to connect the world's health data. And our technology is a platform that enables providers of data to connect to users of data in a compliant and secure way. Our connectivity software is used by thousands of organizations across the healthcare landscape, from life science companies to healthcare providers to health plans, along with many intermediaries that originate, package, and analyze data. So overall, our mission is to drive innovation in the healthcare industry and help all stakeholders make more data-informed decisions by having access to the data that they need in a secure and privacy-preserving manner. I've been at the company for almost 4 years now. I started with Datavant when we were a small startup in a San Francisco WeWork and have seen the company grow to thousands of employees all around the country. Have worn a lot of different hats in my time at Datavant, mostly focused on understanding the real-world data ecosystem, and have worn a lot of different functional roles from business development to account management to strategy, and spend a lot of my time now working with our customers, especially in the life sciences analytics space, helping them navigate the large and ever-growing real-world data ecosystem.
Well, thank you for that. Super helpful just for context as to what Datavant does and your role within the company. One of the reasons why we wanted to have you come back on the show was there's been a lot of developments over the last 12 to 18 months at Datavant, from new product launches to exciting mergers and international expansion. So can you talk to us about how the last year has been, give us a little bit of insight into those three developments, and then how that's impacted your overall role within the business?
Always exciting times at Datavant. I know I was on the show probably a year and a half ago, and a lot has happened since then. I can walk through some of our major updates that you touched on just now. One huge update is that last July 2021, we merged with a company called Ciox. And what that did is really brought Datavant, which is the leader in connecting de-identified patient data, with Ciox, who is the leader in patient-consented and authorized medical record retrieval. And by bringing the two companies together, we have created the largest privacy-centric neutral network that enables compliant exchange of patient health data across all stakeholders in healthcare. Since the merger, we've really been very focused on applying technology and productization to make the retrieval of medical records, which, if you can imagine, is actually still often very manual and paper-based today, and turn that into a much more digitized, efficient, and seamless process so that patients have access to their medical records in a much more timely manner, as well as other authorized requesters in the industry. The other major update that I can talk about is last November, we launched a major new product area called Privacy Hub by Datavant. And we brought on the team from a company called Mirador Analytics, which is the leading provider of HIPAA expert determination services. And since then, we have brought in other industry-leading privacy experts, such as Dr. Daniel Barth Jones and Dr. Patrick Bayer, to the Privacy Hub team. And the team now consists of over 30 privacy risk assessment experts who work with clients' data, assess them for risk, and provide these expert determination services and recommendations for changes to the data to make sure that as the data is being used and connected, we're still ensuring compliance with patient privacy rules as set out by HIPAA. And then the last part is international expansion. We just announced this about a month ago. We are going global initially into the UK. We acquired a company there called ConveNet, which is a healthcare technology infrastructure company that has built an API integration into the NHS spine for patient consented data exchange. So this is the first of a future series of steps that we'll be making into the international market, but continuing to focus on Datavant's core mission of being a neutral infrastructure technology that enables safe connecting of patient level data.
Amazing. Thank you for that. Obviously, with those exciting mergers and expansions into new products and new markets, that's going to have an impact on the overall team at Datavant and the various functions. As somebody who sits at one of the top tables as head of data strategy, where do you see the overall headcount growing over the next 12 months? And with that, what opportunities are there going to be for people who have an interest in the work that you're doing, maybe already have a background in the life sciences space, working within AI and data? Where do you see continued growth, and what opportunities are there going to be for people to come and join you on this journey?
Yeah, we're always looking for a great technical talent, engineers, product managers, and really a lot of the focus that we have as a company right now is making the record retrieval process, which is can be very manual and service based, a much more digitized process. And we're taking that product focused lens, not just to the record retrieval process, but things that we're doing in Privacy Hub as well. Privacy Hub right now is a services, expert led services business. And what we really want to do is apply technology and workflow tools to make that process much more client friendly and faster without losing quality over the work. So, an example of where we really the client experience in the Privacy Hub area is taking that expert determination process, which had been 6 months or more to assess a data set for risk and make sure remediations are applied to ensure it remains HIPAA compliant, from that period of time of many months in order to get a data set prepared to weeks. Our goal at Datavant is really to unlock the value of data that sits in silos or can't be used because of concerns over privacy, and create processes around that to unlock value from the data at scale. And we want to do this for thousands of use cases across the healthcare landscape. And in order to do that, we really have to shift the thinking and push the boundaries of what the status quo is today. And that means decreasing the time of conducting an expert determination, to decreasing the time for patients to be able to collect their full medical records. In order to achieve that vision, we need a lot of engineers, a lot of product managers, a lot of technology experts to really rethink the way healthcare data is exchanged in this country today.
You are listening to the Alldus podcast. When you're looking to scale your team, or if you are interested in showcasing your company in a future episode, reach out today. Or if you're in the market for a new role, visit our website to view open positions, www.alldus.com.
Sue, you and I were speaking off air about some of the upcoming projects that you, the team, and broadly Datavant are going to be working on outside of the merger and the new products. Could you give us some insight into what the next 12 months look like for you and the team at Datavant? What are you going to be working on? What are you excited about?
I'm really excited about realizing a lot of the potential that brought Datavant and SciOx together in the first place, which is this idea that what Datavant was doing in terms of de-identified data exchange and what SciOx was focused on in terms of patient consented and authorized record retrieval There's really a lot of opportunities for customers in life sciences or health plans or payers to realize the value of both kinds of data exchange, whether it's de-identified or patient consented and authorized in the identified world. And we're really starting to see that play through in the partnerships that we're bringing on today. So one example of that is we're seeing a lot of work be done in the patient registry space, this idea of next generation patient disease registries, where previously these registries were maybe using de-identified data or using getting patients to consent to pull their medical records. Really, we can enable that to be done at scale today. We recently signed a partnership with the Broad Institute, specifically along the potential of Datavant being able to leverage our network of thousands of clinics and hospitals and other third-party partners to retrieve complete medical records for patients that the Broad Institute has consented to collect their medical records and sequence their whole genome. So we're enabling the Broad really to build that next generation of clinical data and genomic data that can help researchers understand many different use cases, such as identifying genes that cause disease or identifying subtypes of established diseases. And it's really the power of the network that we have built through the merger with Ciox that is enabling us to do these kinds of partnerships. Another interesting kind of partnership and use case we're seeing in the market is Ciox historically has focused on selling into health plans and health systems. That was their core customer segment. Whereas on the Datavant side, our core customer segment had been life science companies and analytic providers to those life science companies. What we're seeing is health system customers that have historically worked with Ciox on release of information, which is the health system term for record retrieval, want to adopt the Datavant de-identification process in order to participate in the research community. So using our product to de-identify data, using Privacy Hub to link their EHR data to other data assets, and really leverage the partnerships we have with life science companies to provide their data into those kinds of outcome studies and other research use cases. So we're seeing benefits really to a lot of different kinds of customers because of the broader capabilities that we have between Datavant and Ciox.
Final question for me then, Sue. Obviously, it's been an incredibly successful year for Datavant and given you guys a lot of exciting work for the next year to come. A big part of your role, as always, is designing the strategy and help shaping the direction. And with that is always playing a role in helping attract and build talent. Recently, you started to create your own content, which I would encourage everyone listening to please check out as it's showcasing the great work being done at Datavant. But speaking now to an audience of data professionals who, probably on the lookout for their next project in the next 12 months, what can you tell them about the culture, the mission, the environment at Datavant that would get them excited to join you guys or some of the other great opportunities available to them?
Yeah, I would say that, we've always hired for people who meet our values of nice, smart, and get things done. We have a very unique culture at Datavant around more responsibility, fewer rules. Done is better than perfect. We really value collaboration and low ego within the company. And I think that just creates for a really amazing learning and growth environment for people who want to come in and really push the boundaries and take leadership opportunities and really moves the needle in terms of our core business objectives. I've really enjoyed that culture that we have built at Datavant, and it's one of the key reasons that I've stayed for almost 4 years at Datavant. I would also say that we recently have started investing a lot more in our technology blog. So Datavant has a tech blog on Medium, and we're highlighting a lot of the career growth stories of people from the engineering and technical teams at Datavant. We're also diving deeper into some of the very exciting technical challenges of building privacy preserving technology and making sure that patient matching across multiple data sets is very precise. So there's been a lot of investment in writing to explain to people what would a day at Datavant on the engineering team look like. So I definitely encourage everybody to check out some of those writings on our tech blog on Medium.
Yes, please do. I've checked them out myself. Very cool indeed. And congrats on getting that out there, Sue. Listen, thank you for coming back on the show. Congratulations to you and everyone at Datavant on all the success over the past year. And given the position you've put yourself in, it sounds like there's going to be a lot of challenging and exciting work over the next year ahead. So we wish you, the team, and everyone at Datavant the best of luck. And we look forward to having you back on the show again to hear about the progress and success that you guys have had. So thank you so much.
Thanks, JP. Great to be back.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Alldus podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and any Android podcast of choice. You can also head over to our website, www.alldus.com, to listen to more podcasts, view our open roles, and stay up to date with industry news. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more great episodes coming very soon.